Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to my review on Earthshock. Now, I'm going to be honest with you about Earthshock. It is in my top 3 stories for Peter Davison. It is my second ever favourite Cyberman story. It was actually the very first ever Cyberman story I ever watched growing up until I started getting into more of classic. I remember watching this when I was literally about, I believe I was about 5. I remember watching this with my dad on VHS. Well, not really type of VHS. I remember him recording it from UK Gold or Gold. Yeah, UK TV Gold. I remember my dad filming it back, well, recording it off the TV back in those days. Earthshock. What can I tell you about Earthshock? Why is it my second favourite Siren story? Well, we don't really know it's the Cybermen until basically at the cliffhanger to part 1. Obviously, you know it's a summer story because of the DVD. Now, this is the only DVD release this DVD kind of got for Earthshock. Well, it was re-released in a Cyberman box set along with the Tomb of the Cybermen and, of course, the Invasion. But lately, it has been released in Doctor Who The Collection Season 19. And you can see mine is signed by Jeanette Fielding, and at the bottom, as you can see inside the, if I literally lift it up from the cardboard, it is signed by Peter Davison. So what can I say about Earthshock? What can I actually say for this review what nobody else has? Well, I'm going to talk about the story point of view and what I think about it, and then basically my whole thoughts on Earthshock. So we opening up after the credits, we are on Earth. We got this, basically we kind of got the scientist leads in the army into these caves where basically all of her colleagues have ended up disappearing. So they go further down, and of course we later find out these little bad boys, aka the cyber androids, are guarding a Cyberman device. When I say that, the Cybermen have actually planted a bomb in these caves to destroy the Earth. Now, also, while this is all going on, you got the Doctor basically giving Adric the book about the Black Orchid from the previous story. And Adric's there kind of like being miserable and moping and goes, oh, what? And the Doctor goes, what's the matter? You never have time for me. And he goes, that is nonsense. I always try and make the time. And he goes, I'm tired of being an outsider, Doctor. I want to go back to my own people. And the way Davis just goes like that. And literally, when you get to that scene in the console, he goes, no, Adric, I will not do it. You've done it before. I will not do it. He goes, what? He wants to go home. Back to Cheldon? No, we're serious. And he goes, now, this involves the TIEs going back through the CVE, and whatever happens, I will not be going back into E-Space. Then I'll find someone who will take me. E-Space is another dimension. There ain't no taxi service going back and forth. I really do like the way how Davison and Waterhouse basically carry on this scene together. I like the way how Nissa goes, is it really this dangerous? Do you really think I'd be making all this fuss if it weren't? Now, I really do see a lot of the First Doctor kind of in Peter Davison's role. And this is the one time where I really do see the way the Fifth Doctor basically argues with Adric. And I really do see a lot of the First Doctor in Davison. Then, of course, when they kind of materialise under the ground, because basically the Doctor doesn't want to be anywhere near Adric while he's kind of plotting his certain doom, as we know. And then, of course, they kind of step up the TARDIS. I like the fact Adric's there writing down his literally calculations for math, because he's mathematics. And he's there writing down the calculations and going, don't go too far, Doctor. And, of course, they're there looking at these dinosaur bones. And when they get further into the cave, they all get caught. And then, of course, the androids start invading. And he goes, see, are they yours? Me? No. You would probably say they would kill me as well as they kill you. See what I mean? But there's no point. Why would somebody do this? Well, somebody obviously there is. And then when you get that reveal of the summon going, do-do-do, destroy them. Destroy them at once. And then you go, psh. I really love that. But then when you get into part 2, I love the fact you got the androids basically using their little weapons, going around destroying and trying to kill everybody in the caves. But they end up using their weapons and basically blow the hatch. And that's when the Doctor finds out it is a cyber bomb. And he goes, well, I should have realised cyber bomb. And I love the fact how he's there in the TARDIS and he's there bringing up this big toolbox, and he goes into the cave and he's literally doing what the Doctor does best, and he literally does disable the bomb. And he's got the coordinates, which leads to the space freighter. And of course, the Cybermen know it's the Doctor, because when they literally go back to review the android's logs, just when they see Adric, and he goes, wait a minute, I know that object. And I love the way he goes, a TARDIS, Time Lords, but they are forbidden to interfere. This one calls himself the Doctor. and does nothing else but interfere. And you got the first Doctor going, emotion, love, pride, hate, fear. Do you have no emotions, my dear sir? And then, of course, he goes, then there's this. In his regenerated form, he throws us in the tombs of Teros. I imagined you had orders to destroy me. And then when they cut to the fourth Doctor in Revenge of the Seven, he goes, you got no home planet, you're blowing Starkins. You're just a bunch of pathetic tin soldiers working the Galaxy of Nature spaceship. But I did not see any of these men in the caves. Whoever he is, he seems to have regenerated again. And whoever he is, he must be found and destroyed. Doo-doo-doo. I love the fact when the Doctor materializes onto the freighter and the Doctor and Adric kind of there talking, and you got these people go around looking, and you kind of got the captain like Bridgeway, and you got the other lady, and then of course you got, I can't remember his name, but the main villain of the story, basically apart from the Cybermen. He was working with the Cybermen, and he sends his guys, and he kind of got that scream, and Andrew goes, what was happening? It was over there. Have you got them yet? No, Captain. Why not? I want them caught. And she sounds the alarm, and you kind of got the Doctor and Andrew looking over this dead body. He goes, I've seen someone like this before. Come on, let's go in before we caught her named. And then you got that person going with the gun going, on this ship we execute murderers. I really do love that part. When you get into part 3 and you've got the Cybermen literally smashing out of their kind of like space pod tomb things, and you got them smashing out, and you've got that fantastic kind of 80s music where it goes do 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 like that, and you've got the Cyber leader right there in front of the Doctor saying, my army awakes, Doctor. And you just got the Doctor looking quite absolutely shocked, and you see these Cybermen just kind of walking around the corridors. And then you get to part 4 where basically you got them trying to basically take over the TARDIS when Nyssa and that woman accidentally lets them in, and you got the troopers and they're going, quickly close the doors, and they're shooting the Cybermen. And they do kill the Cybermen on the bridge, where basically the Doctor is captured by the Cyber leader and the Cyber unit and basically taken to the TARDIS. After they captured Tegan, and they go to the TARDIS, and I do love the fact how they're there in the TARDIS console room, and the Cybermen thinking they've won, and and the Doctor goes, there'll be a traumatic explosion. The Cyber leader just literally snaps and goes, you're lying, Doctor. Not at all. You've lost. The Earth is safe. I really love the way how you got Scott basically going, Scott to TARDIS, come in please. This is the TARDIS, we've got someone on board. We managed to escape the freighter, but Adric's still on board. I really love the way how you got that Cyberman and Adric's there going, I must do it. There's something I've forgotten. And you got that Cyberman just shooting, and he goes, oh, 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 oh. And you've got Nyssa and Tegan basically helping the Doctor, because the Doctor suffocates one Cyber leader, picks up the gun after the Cyber leader shoots the TARDIS console, and the Doctor there shoots the Cyber leader, and there's one behind him, and Nyssa goes, look out, I must save Adric. And you've got that gunshot from Nyssa, and the Doctor just looks back, and Tegan goes, look, and you got that really dramatic music being pulled out, and you got Nyssa showing Adric, and you just see the freighter kind of explode. And nothing's really said, because you kind of got Tegan going to the Doctor, Doctor, Adric, and the Doctor's just there not saying nothing because he's failed to save Adric's life. And you kind of got Tegan and Nyssa crying, and you get to the titles and you just see Adric's bag shattered and the credits roll in. I would say there is a little bit of a part 5 on the DVD version. It's not on the Blu-ray for some reason, but they kind of made like a lump of clay one where you kind of got Adric being thrown, and he gets eaten by a dinosaur with the Cyber leader's head still there, and the Cyberman's head literally just goes, excellent. That's a good 5-minute little video where you kind of got Adric blowing up, and he goes, whoa, and he goes, blimey, that was lucky. I will put the clip on the end of this video. So my whole thoughts on this story, it is just a great Cyberman story. This is the Cyberman at their best. Now, the Cybermen only have 1 stories in the 70s, and then they kind of had like 5 stories in the 60s, with the 10th Planet, the Moon Base, the Tomb of Cybermen, the Wheel in Space, and the Invasion. And I have to be honest with you, since the 60s, this is the best story to come from the Cybermen since 1968 in the 8-part story known as The Invasion, which is my all-time favourite Cyberman story, and it's my all-time favourite Troughton story. I actually do love Earthshock. It's not my favourite Davison story. It's actually in the top 3 for Peter Davison. I will talk about more about that when I get to ranking the Peter Davison stories. So, yeah, I really do enjoy Earthshock. I think it is a masterpiece of a story. definitely deserves a fantastic rewatch if you haven't seen it. If you haven't watched Earthshock, what the hell's wrong with you? Just go and buy it on DVD. You can get it in HMV. You can get it on Amazon for just $6.99. Go and buy the DVD of Earthshock. Or, better still, you can actually go and buy Doctor Who The Collection Season 19. And you can buy the standard release now, which is only £39.99. And you can actually get the rest of the stories from Season 19. But more importantly, you can get Earthshock on Blu-ray, which is the best Cyberman story to be told. It's the third best one to ever be told for the Cybermen. Now, I've only got 3 Cybermen stories that are my all-time favourites, which is basically The Invasion, Earthshock, and The Attack of the Cybermen. They are my 3 best Cybermen stories ever. And I just really do enjoy Earthshock. And I really think that people need to give this story, if you haven't seen it, go and check it out, because it is the best Cybermen story ever. Well, one of the best ones ever. If you have only watched New Who have kind of messed up the Cybermen a little bit by overusing them. And basically, by the point you get to the Capaldi era, they just team them up with the Master. Same with the Chibnall era. This is the best Cyberman story from the 80s. I mean, the second best one's got to be Attack of the Cybermen. So yeah, go and check out Earthshock. If you want to see a companion die, go and watch Adric's death. It's absolutely brilliant. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share. And join for more awesome Doctor Who topic videos. And I will leave you to the Cyberman now going, excellent.